everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and in today's video I am going to be talking to you about my experience going to D23 in Anaheim, California. And today's video is particularly of interest if you are somebody who doesn't live in the United States, and I will be reflecting on my experiences of going there as an international visitor, and I'll also be showing you what merchandise I bought there. But before we get started with the video, just remember to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos just like this one. So let's get on with the video. So my boyfriend and I managed to get tickets to D23, and we hadn't actually ever visited the United States before, let alone going to California and Anaheim in particular. But we managed to get tickets, we booked our flights and we got there. But we had an existing commitment, so we could only get there late in the evening the night before it started on the Friday. So we were quite tired and quite jet lagged by the time we got there. We were faced with a 3-hour wait at border control and customs, so we were pretty tired, but we got there and we got up the next morning, and our understanding was that it started at 9 AM. So we got to the queue to outside the convention centre about 8:30, and the queue was the biggest thing we had ever seen in our lives. I mean, we're from the UK and I always thought that the UK could do queuing, but not like the US can do queuing. There was a lot of people that were there, and I understand the convention was sold out. But I think once we got the queue, and I think from looking back at our tickets, I remembered that we needed to go to something called Will Call. And Will Call was essentially where people who were not from the US could go and collect their tickets, as I believe international visitors were not posted their tickets like those of you in the US were. So we got there and we needed to go into car park 1 and queue in car park 1. So by the time we queued for over an hour in a really hot and really airless car park, which for us was a bit of a culture shock as we're not quite used to heat in the UK. Fortunately, we did bring a handheld pocket fan, which was a lifesaver, but we queued up in the car park and we went through the security bag search and a metal detector. But at that point we still hadn't got our tickets, so it wasn't really clear where we had to queue, but we managed to get through, and it was about 9:15 by the time we got through. And then we were directed into a big building at the front, and we had to go through there to go and collect our tickets. And we got into there, and luckily there wasn't much of a queue at that point because I think everyone was already in. But we managed to get our tickets. We had a Friday day pass and a Sunday day pass because Saturday was actually sold out by the time we managed to get through and get tickets. But we were actually quite happy with the 2 days, as it gave us Saturday to rest and recover a bit from the jet lag. So we got our tickets, and they were in the form of lanyards. In fact, I can get one now and show you. So this is what they're like. We've got Friday and Sunday, which you can then alternate and swap between to pop on your lanyard. They also give you a tote bag and a programme with the schedule for the day. So it's quite clear in terms of what's on. We did have reservations to go to the Disney Legends show, but by the time we'd done all the queuing and gone to the toilets, we only had about 10 minutes to spare. So we managed to find the main convention hall where the Legends was happening, and we were told to wait in different places, and it turns out you have to scan your badge if you have a reservation, which luckily we did, and we were sent to a slightly separate queue. But in terms of the time it took to process a big old hall full of people into the convention area where the Legends had already started, it took a good hour. So I think really the moral of the story is to try and get to the convention as early as possible as you can on the first day, and if you are somebody who's coming from abroad, to try and go and collect your badges the day before. So see if your plane can arrive during daytime hours, and hopefully go and get your tickets before to save you some time on the morning and make sure you're able to get to your reservations in good time. But we had a good look around the convention, and my one, I think, surprise was just quite all the different rooms and venues and buildings that it was all spread out across. And I personally didn't find the maps were very clear, so I think my other top tip would be to download the Disney app, so you've got, for example, a really clear route as to how you can work your way around the different buildings and what other shows that you might not have got reservations for, which other ones might be of interest to you. I would also recommend that you thought really carefully about what you buy. So if you do buy something big and bulky, then I would recommend you go and took it back to your hotel or wherever you're staying, as you're probably not going to want to be carrying around a really heavy bag all day. And also, the one observation that I did have was when I did buy one of the limited edition dolls, and it was in quite a big bag, I had decided to go to have a look around the Expo Marketplace, which was in the main hall, and I went to buy something in there, and at the till I was actually, or checkout, I was actually stopped and questioned what was in the contents of my bag, and obviously I was able to provide the receipt, but it seemed that everybody else was taking their prior purchases, if they're bulky and can't be concealed in a rucksack or another bag, they were taking them back to the hotel. So that's another top tip I would share with all of you. I'd also say to anybody who is planning to go to the convention in the future, decide how you want to spend your trip. So we did get an email about preferential rates for Disneyland, so actually to visit the California Adventure Park and the Disneyland Park with the castle and everything, and we did decide to go and take that opportunity up, and I believe it was for visits a couple of weeks before the convention and up to a couple of weeks after the convention. So please do know that you have the opportunity for a slight discount. It wasn't much of a discount. I think we're only talking about $30, which if you're in the UK is, depending on the exchange rate, about £20 off. So it is not really that much of a saving. So please just do bear that in mind. You do have the opportunity for a bit of a discount. So if you're planning on making kind of a big holiday out of the convention, then obviously that's something to consider. So firstly, I will start by showing you what I got at the convention, and then I'll show you what I bought in the Disneyland Adventure Park and the Disneyland Big Park with the castle. So as I mentioned, I got one of the limited edition dolls, and I managed to get Merida. Now Merida came in this very, very big and heavy box, which required a separate suitcase to take back to the UK. Now luckily I did have another suitcase with me, which was empty purely for the purposes of bringing back any purchases, but she is quite a big girl, so was very grateful that they were able to provide me with the shipping box to make her a bit more secure in terms of being thrown around on an 11-hour flight. So I'll just get Merida out and then I will give you a bit of a close-up and do a voiceover. So just looking at the front of the box now, you can see there is a window on the top where you can look down and view Merida. And you can just see now the side of the box, it's got some really lovely pattern detail just on the sides. And then on the back there is a passage to talk a bit about the doll, a bit about the 10th anniversary. We've got the price tag on the back, and the price I paid in pounds was £169.20 based on the exchange rate of that day. I think in dollars it was $179.99 plus tax. And then you can see just here I am opening the box. So it's actually a really strong magnetic box. So the front cover won't just come open. it will have to be manually pulled open. And then just on the inside cover there is the certificate of authenticity to the left, which shows the number of your doll out of 1000. Mine is number 631. So my overall opinion of Merida is that she is really lovely. She has a really detailed dress, and I think the price reflects the detail on her dress and also the fact that she is one of 1,000 ever to be made. Okay, so that was Merida. Now the next thing that I got at D23 was this 3-pack of Toy Story scrunchies. So we've got the Toy Story Aliens, we've got just a standard kind of checkered print, and then we've got the Aliens with the Pizza Planet print on. So a really nice, fun D23 exclusive there. And then when we were in the Disneyland park, I got a couple of presents for relatives, but the other thing that I got for me was this exclusive Incredibles Disney Parks Loungefly mini rucksack, which I think is really, really lovely. You can see all the favourites. So we've got Frozen, Elastigirl, Mr. Incredible, we've got Dash, we've got Edna Mode, we've got Jack Jack, we've got Violet. So they're all on here, which I think is really lovely. I really like the blue colour and the red kind of plating, the red zips. That's what it looks like from the back, that you can see. So I think it's really, really lovely. And just opening up the gold branded Loungefly zips, you will also be able to see the really nice Incredibles print lining. So I think it's a really, really lovely Loungefly bag. I have a few others, but this is by far my favourite Loungefly print bag. I do think it almost looks a little bit festive with the red and the red underneath as well. So really, really happy I was able to get that. And the other thing I bought in Disneyland was this Up print Kevin top. So Kevin the bird from Up. There's this top that says wild and free, and it has Kevin the bird all over. So I think this is really, really nice. Really excited to wear this top, and certainly not something that you could find in the UK. Let me know in the comments what you think about my purchases, and who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to go to the convention next time. In terms of whether I would go again, I would perhaps consider it in the future. It was a very, very long way to go from the UK. It was obviously something to factor in with the cost of the flights, the convention, getting to and from the airport at both ends, the hotel, the food, the spending money, the visit to Disneyland. So it's something I would consider in the future, but I probably wouldn't go for as long, and I would give myself time before the convention to get over the jet lag and pick my badge up. So that was everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be posting new videos weekly, so please do subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos just like this one, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.